Alright guys, what we're going to go through today is a note-taking process called Cornell Notes. It's not named after a guy called Cornell, it's named after a guy who taught at Cornell University in America, and it uses a template similar to this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hit pause, and you guys are going to roll up your A4 bit of paper so it looks something like this. Alright, the reason we do this is so that we've got kind of a template to go from. You'll kind of see where it, what it looks like at the end. So we're going to hit pause now and go ahead and roll this thing up. Alright, now that you've done that, what we're going to do is split this page, your page, up into chunks that we're going to use for the key ideas, place where you can put stuff in your own words, and some questions and thoughts on whatever that you got at the end, or some sort of summary. Alright, so at the top, every single thing that you do should have some sort of title. So the title for this one might be note taking. So the reason reason I'm getting you guys to watch a video on note taking is so that when you're watching these flip videos, you're a little bit more efficient, or time efficient, I guess, and hopefully a little bit more sinks in. And when you come back to revise things, especially next year when you're doing test revision or similar, or exam revision, the key ideas kind of stick out and they're a little bit more obvious. The other thing I want you to do is, I don't know, probably put a date in the top corner, so it might just be we'll do week 8, term 3. So week 8, term 3. So now we've got kind of a place to start from. Alright, what we're going to do is talk about the key ideas. So the key ideas in a normal flip video are the key concepts that I'll probably have written on the board here, so that I can refer to them as much as you guys can see where we're up to, and those things would end up inside this part here. Alright, and what you're going to do is put those key ideas in your words, not mine, so not the stuff that I'd write on here, in your own words. So what we're going to do is take the information that I will scribble on here, and what we're going to do is make it go through your brain. And once we've made it go through your brain, what you're actually doing is interacting with it. You're processing that information. If you can make make your brain process information and change it, interact with it somehow, and what you're actually doing is making stronger links to that information, and you're actually, putting some thought and effort into it. If it takes effort, then there's a fairly decent chance that it'll stick, and you'll have a better understanding, or at least some understanding of what's going on that you can build on. So what we're going to do is aim to make you process ideas in your own brain, and it could be putting stuff in your own words, it could be a diagram, or it could just be some sort of equation. So there's lots of different ways for you guys to, especially people in physics, to put stuff in dot points like I'm doing up here, put stuff in diagrams like I've done here, or to manipulate or rearrange an equation that you might see next year. Alright. Putting it into your own words is really important, because that actually makes your brain do something to the information. So this video is about Cornell Notes. Hopefully by watching it and doing this, taking Cornell Notes about a video about Cornell Notes, a little bit of flipception there, sorry for my terrible puns, is actually making your brain work. And so hopefully this process here that you're starting to form will actually be a little bit stronger. So what we're going to do now is hit pause again, so you can add to your piece of paper. Alright, what we're going to be doing is building up this using, so this might be the key ideas of the lesson. So let's say we're talking about projectile motion, for instance. It might be time of flight, it might be range, it might be the launch angle, launch velocity. All these types of things might stick in here, and the way that you kind of interact with them and summarize them is over here. So this is a summary of short, brief dot points, a couple of dot points at most. You'll notice from slideshows, if you have you know, 3 things on a slide, then you'll actually read it and then listen to the person talking about it. If you have 10 things on a slide, you'll spend most of the time reading it, and then the person goes to flick to the next one, you're still busy reading, you haven't listened to a thing they've said. Alright, Cornell notes, very similar. So stick to dot points, key ideas, those sorts of things, so that your brain actually takes them in and is actually able to do the work on them, rather than just, you know, slabs of text that you've got no chance of recalling or interacting with properly. Alright, down the very bottom, what we're going to have is a place to summarize the whole lesson, and we're also going to have a place for you to ask questions. So this might be me, a place where I've asked you questions in this video. So why do we make our brain actually do some work? That's a question. So why does the brain do work, or why is it good to get the brain to do work? Or it might be questions that you guys have. So it might be other note-taking ideas. Yeah, there's a few other different this sort of thing, but this one is actually widely used across the world. It seems to lots of academics use this one. I've not really used it a lot myself, but the types of subjects that I did towards the end of my university when I was exposed to this, and the subjects that I'm currently doing, they don't really work quite so well with this. So what you should have now is this kind of filled out to do with this stuff here, and what I'm going to probably never going to remember to do this that often, but what I'm going to get you to do is whisk the videos. So here we've got obviously watch them. I'm not going to say, alright guys, tonight you have to go watch this video and such, because, you know, watching it isn't really doing anything. But if I ask you to whisk the video, that means you're going to go home and you're also going to summarize it, and you're also going to write down any questions that you may have. Now these questions will be the first thing that we come to when you walk in the door the next day. Alright, so if it's let's say it's 2018 and you guys are doing projectile motion or magnetic field theory or atomic structure and yada yada yada, it might be that you don't get it all straight away. So the video in general would be you filling up this, me talking about physics content, and down the bottom it might be, oh hell, I don't have a clue what's going on here, and that might be a place where you write down some questions that you need to ask me or that you need clarification about. Alright, so what I'm going to be doing is building up a bank of resources that I'm going to ask you guys to whisk. So watch, summarize, and then question. Alright, hopefully this is a little bit more clear after you've done 1 or 2 of these. So we'll get you guys to do this one just for now, and then down the line we'll do a couple of others, and for the first week or 2 at least, this is what we're going to be doing in class. So we're going to be doing the in flip, which is in class. So it'll be a flip video resource, but we watch it in class, so in flip, and then following that it'll be the flip videos on YouTube or public. I generally make them available on both because I can't guarantee you guys are going to have internet everywhere you live. Alright, thanks guys.